Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bombs Away Stadium here in beautiful Hiroshima, Japan, where tonight the hometown Big Boys play host to the Djibouti Warthogs, who traveled halfway around the planet for an afternoon contest. And with me this evening is none other than Kissimmee Bass owner Randy Pierce.
Hey Dave, glad to see you. Look at that, not a cloud in the sky tonight here in Hiroshima. So I'm expecting a big game. We got Big Boys at 1-1, and we got the Warthogs coming in at 2-0.
Yeah, the Warthogs are trying to hang on to that undefeated record, and of course Hiroshima is trying to establish themselves as an explosive team, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. Right now they're at midfield praying before the game, which is probably a good idea, while others look on.
It's a good idea for somebody because someone's going to get beat up tonight, I think. Should be a tough game. Pierce Bowl 2 is just about to be live and right at you. Who do you feel like are some key players here tonight?
Well, I definitely think as far as on the Hiroshima side, you got to look no farther than Dwight Eisenhower. I mean, he drives the bus, and without him, I mean, who knows where this team would be. He's got some nice receivers also, and they can move the ball up and down the field, and he's got some nice defensive players also.
I heard that General Eisenhower also works in the concession stand, and he sends free popcorn with extra butter over to the other team's locker room just to get their fingers nice and slippery before the game. Have you heard anything about that?
I have actually. He still says that he tries to do that for community service hours, but he's way past those days to graduate. But yeah, he still was able to sneak his way into the concession stand, and he does hand out the popcorn. That's for sure.
I wondered, if you felt like your receivers had a hard time catching the ball early on in the game until the butter got kind of rubbed off in the week 1 matchup. Did you notice anything? Did your players complain?
We did, yeah. We ran through all of our towels. We only brought so many towels with us over here on Hiroshima. You're only allowed. Did you know you're only allowed so many towels on the plane?
Well, and you would think maybe like 1 or 2 towels would be plenty for a trip.
Exactly. And they don't have just regular paper towels over here in Hiroshima, so we had to use what
were those called again?
duck wipe butts.
When you first said that, I thought you said duck wipe butts, and I was thinking, what do they do to the poor ducks over here in Japan? But I'm sure it's some kind of local nickname for a towel. And
it is, and it does have a feathery consistency to it.
Got it. Do they like heat those up for you before you use them, or
no? They're lukewarm.
They're lukewarm at best. Okay. I love this stadium that Nolan has put together here with the fighter jets, and they shoot bombs out of those whenever they score a touchdown. It's kind of a neat thing.
It is. You would think still that some of the older generation crowd that's here tonight, it still would kind of give you willies a little bit.
I'm sure that, yeah. I mean, of course, I think that his season ticket holder group, he tried to target people under like the age of 30 just to like to soften the idea of what they're doing here.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, he's got a nice mobile app and online ticket holders. So yeah, he does generate towards the Gen Xers, so to speak.
Well, that's who he's comfortable with. I mean, he's a young pup himself, and so there's probably a whole lot of guys like him and Coochie Bradley and Mason Hicks and those guys. Probably that clientele is here in the stadium tonight. Looks like a young crowd. It's capacity crowd. What does the stadium hold?
I don't know. It's a bunch, but look at that. I mean, they can't figure out what color clothes that they need to wear tonight. They all got on different colors. Very little neon, and that's of course Hiroshima's colors, but you know what? I guess in Japan you grab what you can get and get out the door and get on the subway and get over here.
Probably so. I mean, I see a smattering of neon green in the crowd, but you're right. I mean, you would think it would be a sea of neon green here, and not so much that. So they're probably just happy to have a place to be and looking forward to another night of American football. You knocked them off in week 1 here on their home field, and then must have angered them because they flew over to Pottsville and managed to pull off a 28-27 victory on our field last week, and played really well in doing so. I felt like they had a good performance in that game.
Yeah, they did rebound nicely from that, especially traveling, like you said, halfway across the world to get to where they needed to be. But They're ready to go tonight. This is one of the longest prayer sessions that I've seen in a long time.
Well, it looks like we're probably ready to get this thing going, Randy. So let's see what the game has for us this evening. I love the drone footage that Nolan does here. You know, that's kind of a neat thing. He certainly hasn't wasted any money on his scoreboards. Those are nice too.
When you was talking about Nolan, he's the youngest owner in the league, correct?
I think that's right. Of course, you know, you and I, we're the old guard.
Right.
And then you know, Colin, he's kind of in the middle of the pack there, but I don't know where Derek and Logan probably are closer to Colin's age. So yeah, I mean, Nolan's the baby in the family. Trey Tucker also has been an important part of the Hiroshima offense. He had a huge game for them against us last week. How did he do against you guys?
Oh, he ran right over top of us. I'm telling you, he's a stud. He definitely is a stud.
I'll be
there you see one of the captains for Djibouti. That's Chuck Bonjoni, who had really a good year at quarterback.
We want heads.
For the Warthogs. He's going to call the toss. And the big boys are going to receive the kickoff here to start the ball game.
This referee crew really puts the mileage in. I tell you, we see them week in and week out.
Where'd they come from?
They were somewhere around Kansas City, I thought. Kansas
City. I just wondered if maybe Scott Stover was on the crew. Here's the kick. And it's going to be taken at about the 7-yard line by number 83. That's Big Hiroshima. He's done a good job returning kicks for them all year long.
He has it. He is a big receiver, and he's used not only on special teams, but he's part of this offense also.
Yeah. So Djibouti in their visiting white uniforms, as you mentioned earlier. Hiroshima in their home neons. General Eisenhower under center. Quickly changing the play. And he's going to drop back short and throw a 5-yard outcut to Big Hiroshima, who's going to pick up 8 yards on the play. The 5-yard outcut has been a staple for the big boys offense this year.
It has for a lot of us in this league.
That's true. That's true. Second and 2 at their own 37-yard line. And look, Hiroshima's back in Twin Eye. We didn't see as much of that last week. But they ran it a lot against you. Tucker up the middle. He's going to pick up a yard.
Yeah, big 55 for the Warthogs on the tackle there.
I'm not sure who that is for 55. My favorite player on
Sidney Matthews.
Oh, that's Sidney Matthews. Is number 30. I believe his last name is Balls.
Ligma. So that right there was McJohnson to make that tackle. So that's going to leave Hiroshima, if you can believe this day, with that first down of 8 yards with 4th and 1. So they're going to turn the ball over.
Here I come, punter. I'm coming. I'm going to block the punt.
So they're on to punt here, punting from their own 38-yard line. And that that's heavily pressured, nearly blocked. But he hit a bomb, which is really appropriate considering where we are. And that Warthog was tackled immediately. And you see Chuck Bonjoni, he's got the play in his mind. He's about ready to head out. And you get a look there at Matt Van Meter and the Hiroshima defense getting ready to try to slow down the Warthog offense tonight. It's going to be a big task for them. And first play of the game, there's a penalty flag. I'm going to guess that's going to be illegal procedure.
Yeah, it was Papula with the carry right there, but
Warthogs are going to take the penalty. So that's going to bring up 1st and 5. Running clock, 9 minutes going here in the first quarter.
Hey.
All right, so Hiroshima comes out in a single high safety set. Defensively, we've got strong eye, tight end flex out of Djibouti. I'm thinking stretch play here. Not short drop. Deep ball, nearly intercepted. But Djibouti's not, they're not hesitant. They're going to hurry right up back to the line of scrimmage and run another play as quickly as they can. And they're going to get sacked. And now on 3rd and 10, they're still going to hurry up the line of scrimmage. I wonder if the Warthogs are hoping to wear out the hometown big boys defense.
Well, I'm kind of surprised with that plane trip and the distance they had to travel, but they were wanting to run and gun.
97 makes the sack there for Hiroshima. Can you tell us anything about that player?
Yeah, that's that's Harry Dickerts, and if I'm not mistaken, he made the sack on the last play also. But I love Harry Dickerts.
Well,
Don't you?
Yeah, how can you not?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's not really hurting tonight.
No, he's a fan favorite, and I'm telling you what, he stuck him hard right there.
Yes, he did. So fair catch there, and you know, Hiroshima has the field tipped over in their favor. They caught the ball right there at midfield. Tyler Kitchen with the punt. He grew up right here in this area.
He sure did. Yeah, he spent some time working at Bob's Market. Don't know what he's doing now. Heard he's got a couple kids.
Maybe so. Maybe so. We also need to make sure we highlight the Djibouti Warthogs O-line tonight because there's some local boys playing for them too.
There sure is, yeah. And they seem to like it in Africa.
Yeah, they're doing well. My favorite one of the bunch, I think, has to be big old Kevin Klingensmith. We'll get to him here in a little while. So number 30 there for Hiroshima is the fullback, Papa Bunkio, 6'4", 270, who caught that little swing pass.
Watch your side! Watch your side!
Didn't do much for him. They ended up losing a yard.
No, I think Eisenhower, if I read his lips right, was saying he's never thrown to Bunkio ever again. Tucker up the middle for about a gain of 3. That's going to get us to 3rd and 8.
It's hard to read lips when you're looking at the Japanese Hiroshima's team because I don't know if you watched any of those old Godzilla movies. You know, sometimes what it looked like they were saying really wasn't what they were saying. So you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, and you know what I noticed too, or what I heard, maybe you can confirm this, that all of these players had to take training on how to speak like that.
Oh, they absolutely did, yeah.
I don't know where he was going with that ball. Nobody in the area, and it falls harmlessly incomplete. And so here we go again with 4th and 8, and Hiroshima is going to punt.
It's almost like we've got almost like a beginning of like a boxing match. I mean, they're just kind of feeling each other out here a little bit. Nobody's really swung hard, and everybody just kind of towing around and seeing what they can come up with.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot really riding on this game tonight because if Hiroshima, that was heavily pressured again, can knock off Djibouti, it's going to create really a swampy mess at the top of the standings board. And old Moto Rika stuck that punt and pinned him down inside the 1 yard line. So the Djibouti offense is going to have to be careful to not give up a safety. Hey, would you care to talk about that Djibouti offensive line while we've got a moment here?
Oh, I would love to. We've got Kevin Klingensmith. We've got Jordan Decker wearing number 79. We got Colton McKinney. He's in the Odyssey family also. And also Ethan McGrew wearing number 76.
Kevin Klingensmith, I've got to tell a story on him. When he was a freshman at Wahama High School, he got driven back to the back of the defense one day in practice, and he stepped on my foot, and I was being dumb enough that I came to practice in sandals, and the cleat went right on my big toe. Tore the toenail right off. Nice run there by the fullback, and Djibouti back out in the no-huddle offense.
So that gives them some breathing room right there, out of the shadows of the goal line.
Yeah, you want to get that ball out and past the 5 yard line so you at least have a chance if you're going to punt, if the punter has plenty of room. But, I mean, Djibouti seems really determined on this drive so far. Like maybe they want to try to mount a 99.9 yard drive.
Yeah, they want to mount something, and Papula just rambled off 5 yards right there.
Well, I've heard that if you're an out-of-towner, that a great place to get mounted is in Japan. Another penalty flag down. Let's see what we've got here. That ball's complete out to about the 32 or 33 yard line. What do you think, Randy?
I think that's a hold.
Hey, good eye there. Yep, that's going to be holding. And the Warthogs are going to decline. That was defensive holding. I was expecting that to be on one of the linemen.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe Colton McKinney was, was kind of who I was thinking. He's used to putting handcuffs on people.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
And frisking. Oh, but look right here.
Oh,
we got a challenge flag.
See here. How does that, if you challenge right after they mark off a penalty, seems like that could be double jeopardy a little bit.
Look like the man in stripes 62's picked up a few pounds that I've noticed. Look at that. Look at the butt on him.
He's chunked it up a little bit. Which coach is going to be happier? Oh, it looks like Eddie Cromley is the happy coach after that review. Scott Johnson not so excited about the result of that.
So Tuffert's catch and the penalty pays off for the Warthogs.
Yeah, gee whiz. They're going to pick up quite a bit there. They're out to the 33-yard line now. Chuck's in the shotgun. He's got two tight ends to the left, twin receivers to the right. It looks like he might be changing the play. Short drop. Ball out in the flat. Another one of those 5-yard outs that we were talking about there earlier. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and 4. Lefty Glenn Daniel makes the catch there. He had a big game against us in the first game of the year. We really couldn't stop him. I think he caught 900 balls for 5,372 yards.
Wow, that's got to be a record or some sort.
It's got to be close if it's not. Okay, strong eye set, pro formation. Matt Van Meter showing blitz. But he's going to read his keys and come out, and he's going to get in on the play. But that's a big run for Junior Papula. Djibouti's still pushing the envelope here with the speed of the game. Another run for Junior.
So Chuck's might have said, I ain't throwing to you no more, but he's still handing him the rock.
Yeah, he is.
Him run.
He's letting him run with it. Oh my, that was like a deep in route, but it fell incomplete. Double coverage on the play. And man, the wide receivers got to be getting tired with the pace of the game so far on the offense.
I kind of like the way the Warthogs are. They're coming up and wanting to play.
Yeah, they are. Oh my, if that wasn't hit late, that was open on the crossing route there. Good defensive play by Harry Dickerts.
Yeah, he did a good job.
And Tyler Kitchen runs on to punt again.
Harry Dickerts is one of the most popular guys in the locker room. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Well, with a name like that, you've got to be popular. And
he's in charge of handing out the soap and the washcloth.
Interesting. So Kitchen in punt formation. He's going to try to pin Hiroshima inside their own 20-yard line. And he's going to be successful. They fair catch the ball at about the 16, 17-yard line.
Fun fact, in the wintertime when Kitchen would punt, wasn't, best weather in the state of West Virginia, in the country of the United States of America. He would punt in the greenhouses, and they eventually made him quit doing that because he kept putting holes in the top of the greenhouses.
Kid's got a lot of leg.
He's got a lot of leg. But you can't grow poinsettias when it's cold.
No, you can't. They struggle. Big line surge there by Djibouti, and the safety there, number 23, comes out of nowhere and makes a tackle. His last name's Falcon. Do you know anything about him?
No, I just know he really can soar.
I've got a dog named Falcon. He's kind of a registered idiot, but that player was very smart on that play.
That was Tucker with the carry there, right?
Yeah, he got met right at the line of scrimmage. both teams struggling to get much offense going so far. Eisenhower back to pass, swings it out to Tucker. He's going to lose 2. And both defenses have shown up tonight. 3.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
I wouldn't have thought that we'd be
Take it to your man right
almost
here.
towards the latter part of the first quarter and not see any points on it.
No, I really thought this would be a shootout. Eisenhower throws it deeper in the middle, and that ball's caught by number 45. That's Leader Hirohito, who is very heavily involved in game planning for the big boys. He's got a lot of experience in that area.
I heard he can play some mean Mario Kart. Also.
He can, yeah. Especially if he gets the red car.
Mm-hmm. Luigi's?
Yes, he will knock you off your path with that car. Hiroshima has a big offensive line too.
Well, they sure do.
I hear that they trained at the Sumo Wrestler Academy as part of their training camp. Tucker up the middle. Oh, nice run for him. He's going to pick up 7 yards there. And they find themselves right out around midfield now. Looks like they probably average close to 335 or so pounds. Here, that's a pretty big offensive line.
Well, they practice with sumo wrestlers.
Oh my goodness. 81 was
weird.
open, but the ball was kind of underthrown. Big
Going
Nagasaki
nowhere.
deep. He was open, but General Eisenhower couldn't quite get the bomb to him. Third down 3.
This kind of pickup should be no
The big boys
problem
have
for us.
struggled tonight converting on third down. Empty set for General Eisenhower. 4 wideouts and a tight end. And he's going to take a short drop. That looks like 90 all slant, and it's complete. Who caught that? Number 83 for Hiroshima.
That was big Hiroshima.
Bigger. Do you have any good stories about him? It's always good to highlight the players and let the viewer get a chance to know the player better.
Well, he went to the school in an Ivy League. He went to Cornell.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he had great ACTs and SATs and spent some time there, and he actually got put on the dean's list, but it wasn't the dean's list that you should be proud of. It was his SHIT list.
Oh, really? What did he do?
He was throwing baby powder on all the girls when they were walking underneath his window of his dorm. And they threw him out of
They threw him
Cornell.
out of Cornell.
Yeah, so he went to a JUCO school down in West Texas.
Got it. So that ball was nearly caught by number 82, Hugh Johnson.
And they have plenty of baby powder in West Texas.
Well, yeah, and they're probably glad to have it because I imagine you're pretty sweaty down there.
Yeah. It's a talcum powder that you use all over your body.
And all over your body, baby powder type substance. That's good. All right, 2nd and 10. Ball down at the 35. Hiroshima almost in field goal range. Another incomplete ball brings up 3rd down. And we're under 2 minutes.
So another errant pass there by Eisenhower. We've seen several of those today. Just kind of missing their targets.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the radar tonight, but he hasn't been able to drop the bomb in there exactly where he wanted it. It's a clear night, as you mentioned, too. What's the temperature?
It was 78 degrees. You can see they got the fans on the sideline.
Yeah.
Now, that's not warm, though.
Oh, goodness. No, that's a cool day for them. I mean, they were telling me last week that they had practiced before they flew to Pottsville, that it was 105 degrees at practice every day of the week last week.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What was the wind chill factor?
103, I think. Yeah.
Well, that helps a little.
Yeah, it's going to knock that sweat off your body, maybe a fuzz.
Let's back to punt. Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
Moto Rika back to punt again for Hiroshima with another chance to pin the Warthogs deep in their own territory. And that ball's going to make its way into the end zone there. Number 28 couldn't reel it in to keep them pinned. So 1st and 10 at the 20. Minute 34 to go here in the first quarter. No score on the board. I'm really surprised by this.
So as this chess match continues, you'd have to think that the Warthogs feel pretty good about that ball being touched back right there for them to be able to be out on the 20.
Yeah, it really helped them out here.
Full backfield.
Yep, 3-back set. Jamin Branch at center. I believe Jamin Branch has a chance to be the president someday.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He's actually not too far from D.C. as where his residence is,
So he could potentially work from home if he were to win the election.
why not?
Why not?
Paint your house white.
Paint your house white. Yeah, I still live in the White House. Okay, Twins open, strong eye. Bonjoni enters center. 7-step drop. He steps up in the pocket, flips it out in the flat. That was dangerous because number 21 really had the coverage there for Hiroshima. Billy Jack.
That was almost a blessing in disguise for the Warthogs as that ball was dropped.
Yeah, it was. It could have been big trouble for him. So we're looking at 3rd and 8, 22-yard line. Lefty Glenn Daniels split out. Chucks in the shotgun. Steps up slightly in the pocket. Has a wide open receiver. And lefty Glenn Daniel and just flat out overthrew and missed.
I don't know if there was a little bit of hanky-panky going on there or not. It looked like there was some touchy-feely, but that receiver, I think Chuck's had it right on the 0 where it needed to be, but that receiver was slow in getting there. I think he was held up a little bit, but the refs didn't see it.
Are you allowed to refer to zeros when you're talking about Japan? Tyler Kitchen in punt formation.
You can't see me.
And he's going to hit another nice punt. Lot of hang time there. Taken out near midfield again. Hiroshima has really been the benefactor of good field position, and they haven't come up with any points out of it yet.
Not even a field goal.
Not even a field goal. So Eisenhower's drawing up plays in the dirt here, trying to get something going. And the Biohazard look really determined to get something going for the hometown crowd. Total turnover from your game here a few weeks ago was really a shootout.
Mm-hmm. Special teams came into play in that game.
Sure did. Yeah, didn't you have a long kick return for a touchdown?
Yeah, I just did. Yeah.
That was awesome. Who's the special teams coach for you there in Florida?
Oh, we picked up a guy that he actually was a local bum in the neighborhood. He was right outside of Orlando, and got to talking to him. Nice fella.
Yeah.
I was always giving him money when I was walking by. He lives real close to where my dentist office is.
Gotcha.
So I was having some issues with my teeth, so I was going by like 3 or 4 times a week. This is going on for like 6 weeks. And finally, I just looked at him. I said, "Dude, you know anything about football?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, you know about football." So I brought him on staff.
Well, it's really paid off for you. You got to win because of that hire.
Yeah.
Tucker with a big run there, and he's going to get that ball down to the 23-yard line.
He's glad to have the money.
Well, who wouldn't be? I mean, you're in pro football and you're making a nice salary, and you had a direct hand in a win. I mean, that's just fantastic. He hit the pick 6 on that one.
Yeah. Well, it helped us on our equal opportunity hiring also.
Sure. Eisenhower looking comfortable there in the shotgun. Short drop. Ball in the middle. And it's very nearly caught, but good defense.
There was like 5 or 6 warthogs right there. It looked like somebody had threw a piece of hamburger out there and they were all diving on it.
You ever been around a warthog?
No, I haven't.
They're mean. If these guys play anything like the real animal, it's a good thing we have the injuries turned off on this game. That's all I'm saying. Second quarter, no score, but Hiroshima threatening. They're now well inside of field goal range.
3 more quarters, Big D. Let's go.
5-yard out caught by leader Hirohito. He's pushed back a little bit. I'm not sure I'm real happy with the spot there, but it's going to bring up 3rd down 7 at the 20-yard line. This is money down for Djibouti's defense. If they can get a stop here and hold the big boys to only 3, that's going to be an important step for them.
This is the deepest penetration we've seen by either team so far.
Where is that ball? Oh my goodness, that ball is caught. General Eisenhower completes a pass in the corner to number 181, Big Nagasaki, 6'5", 220, gold wide receiver, and the hometown big boys jump out to a 6-0 lead.
That was just like a little fluff ball. He just like tussles that thing up in the air and just lets that late night Japan breeze take it, and it just falls right into his hands.
I got to be honest, with the way the ball came out on that pass, I thought he was going to throw it up in the stands.
Oh, absolutely. So did that lady that was up there holding that chihuahua.
Yeah, she was hoping to get a free game ball to take home. They let you keep them here.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Well, you don't get a lot of free stuff in Japan.
No, everything's pretty pricey, but you know, a nice free football considering you pay about $200 for a cheap seat here in the stadium. But the young people here, they have the money.
They do. They really do. They hustle. So there you go. That was the icebreaker, and it didn't take us long to do it. Early into the second quarter.
Right. So hopefully we can get some offense going out of both teams. Big boys up 7-0. 10:30 to go in the second quarter, and number 2 set to kick off. And he drives that ball down to the 10-yard line, a short kick. And they're going to get that back out to about the 30-yard line.
Hugh Johnson. No, I was Armstrong.
Armstrong for Djibouti. I don't see him on the roster. It might be one of their, could be one of their generic players, which, you know, Colin doesn't like for us to talk about those guys.
Yeah, they called him Stretch. Armstrong.
Seems like I had one of those when I was a kid. Play action pass, ball flipped out in the flat. And that's a loss of 1 on first down.
That wasn't his first intention. He was looking downfield. He had plenty of time, but he just took his check out. His check down to Papua.
Looking ahead to next week, well, let's get this play and then we'll talk about it. 2 tight ends left, strong I formation. Fullback, he fakes it. And, oh, that ball's battered away by number 57 for Hiroshima. His last name's Takibi. Who knows what his first name is.
Yeah.
Next week, Chicago travels to Pottsville. Kissimmee travels to Djibouti.
Ooh.
Pierce Bowl 3. And Frankfurt makes the trip here to Hiroshima to take on the big boys. So a 2-game homestand for Hiroshima.
They have to feel good about that.
Oh, that was going to be deadly. Look at that. Look at that duck he threw.
That was shades of Donovan McNabb.
Yes, it was. And he's even got the number
Right.
to get that, you know, going.
That's exactly what I thought of when I saw him do that.
And Tyler Kitchen's really laughing as he comes out on the field. Because that was a wounded duck that got thrown out there. 4th and 11 at their own 28. Tyler Kitchen in punt formation.
Don't let him get that point.
You ever see the cheerleaders in this game actually do a cheer?
No, I just see him standing around a lot.
It's no wonder that these teams don't want to take them on the road. So Hiroshima is going to take over at their own 33-yard line, looking to build on a 7-0 lead. There's a good look at Ligma Balls, number 30 for Djibouti.
He used a lot of talcum powder in the locker room also.
Seems like that would be really necessary. Eisenhower back to pass. Another swing pass. This is going to be good for 1 measly yard. Not a lot of throwing yardage in the game so far today. The 2 quarterbacks have combined for 105 yards passing. Eisenhower does have the touchdown pass to show for his efforts.
Kitchen's been on the field a lot today.
Yeah, his leg, it's a good thing, you know, that he ran some extra sprints because his leg could potentially get a little tired. And Tucker off tackle there. Looks like about a 6 or 7 yard gain.
That was a little bit of the Tucker that we've seen so far this season.
Yeah, he's really been a factor. Twin eye again for Eisenhower and the big boys. 3rd and 2, big down. And they're going to give it to Tucker again, and he is going to be, he gets the first down. He gets a generous spot there. I guess that when you're playing at home, you should get that spot. So that gets them to 1st and 10. Oh, and Djibouti, Eddie Cromley is going to challenge the spot of the ball there.
So that's the second red flag we've seen tonight.
Let's see what they've got here with that. Wow, that's close. You know, they say it's got to be undisputably convincing to overturn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could make the call on that. But Eddie Cromley's happy about it.
Oh, Scotty Johnson is not.
And Scotty Johnson, he doesn't cuss, but he did stomp and say, "Gosh darn it!" there.
Yeah. Well,
Fourth and inches.
I've noticed he's got some gum in his mouth. Man, I'm telling you, he's really chawing on that.
Yeah.
So let's buckle down. Hit hard.
First, I thought he had lip gloss on. You ever put lip gloss? You ever tried the bubble gum?
Yeah, it's not bad, really. It's got that sweet flavor, sort of like. Do you remember Hubba Bubba?
Oh, absolutely.
It's some good bubble gum.
Yeah.
So a nice punt, tackled immediately, is the generic player from Djibouti. We won't even talk about him. He's not worth it. And Djibouti's going to take over at their own 29-yard line. 8:17 to go in the second quarter. Djibouti desperately needs to mount something offensively here in the first half.
Wasn't much of a wall there on that punt return. It just collapsed.
Yeah, they just didn't really protect their guy. Deep handoff to Junior Papula. No gain on the play. Tackled by number 91. What do we know about him, Randy?
He's big.
Right.
I don't know how to scroll down there. Okay, well, he is big.
Calvin Lone Star.
Is that that's Calvin Lone Star, 6'6", 240. He carries that weight well. Nice protection there, but that ball was almost intercepted by number 41 for Hiroshima. I believe that's their free safety, Toshiaki. There you see big Clean Smith. Now that's a big butt.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, when he stepped on my big toe, I knew it. Chucks and shotgun, an empty set. Under a little bit of pressure, and that ball is complete.
And that was a duck, too.
And it was a duck. That guy earned his money there, Mr. Floggins for Djibouti. One of their, it must be the third tight end.
Bart Floggins.
Oh, yeah, it's their first tight end. 6'8", 250.
Look at that thing.
He's silver. It looked like a kickoff almost. But hey, at this point, you take what you can get. 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. Bonjoni underneath the center. Handoff to Junior Papula. He runs through the tackle of Matt Van Meter and picks up 6 yards on the play.
That's where you want to be with that running offense and that running attack, is to leave that second down 4 or 5, something manageable.
Yeah, it opens up your whole playbook, and so many times tonight they have had taking off the fullback, and he is going to pick up the first down. Number 41 for Djibouti is Terrell Hoggs. He's 6'4", 260. He is a gold fullback.
He just fell forward.
Yeah, he just good body lean, churned the legs, picked up the first down.
If you notice, number 55 was holding on for dear life. That was Matt Van Meter.
Well, that, I mean, you know, 6'4", 260, that's a lot of fullback. All right, deep hand off to Junior Papula. Good blocking in front of him. And, Randy, we have a little bit of a drive going here for Djibouti. They're on the fringe of field goal range as we approach the 6-minute mark here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and the Warthogs are like, whoa, wait a minute. These last 3 or 4 plays are working out pretty well. Let's just stick with it until something bumps.
Power eye set this time for Djibouti. Another handoff. Oh, and that time it got sniffed out by number 70 for Hiroshima. Probably one of their defensive tackles. That is a big man, number 70 there.
If he wouldn't have tripped him up, he was up for another 7 or 8 yards.
Yeah, that was going to be a nice run. So we have 3rd and 4. Empty set, 4 wides, 1 tight end. Heavy pressure. Matt Van Meter tipped that pass. And that's going to bring up 4th and 4. In a game this tight, I don't know why you're sending the punter out. I don't know what Djibouti thinks of their kicker necessarily, but
So we were looking at, what, 51 yards?
51-yard attempt. I'm thinking you let your kicker play. But, you know, they do have Tyler, and like you said, he did kick a lot of holes in the greenhouses there at Bob's here in Mason. So maybe he'll pin him inside the, the 1-yard line.
He's running backwards.
Where's that guy running? He runs backwards. And that worked out really well for Djibouti. Big Hiroshima runs backwards after the punt, loses a few. And so now Hiroshima takes over 1st and 10 on their own 7-yard line. What do you talk about in the huddle after someone does something like that?
Well, if you notice Perez there on special teams, his eyeballs were bugged out. He couldn't believe it himself.
Couldn't believe what he was seeing. Twin eye for the big boys. And there's Tucker up the middle. He's going to pick up 5.
Defense shifted that direction and didn't do him any good. Still was able to pick up 5 yards.
Second and 5 at the 12. Rolling clock here under 5 minutes. Eisenhower deep drop for that 5-yard outcut. But leader Hirohito catches it, gets some good yard after the catch, and moves the ball all the way out to the big boys' 29-yard line. Nice play there by leader Hirohito. Boy, who's wide open, and Eisenhower for once. After those ducks we saw him throwing,
Right.
he put that ball, he threw a dime there. It was a nice pass. That's a big tight end, 6'8", 250, nice player.
4 minutes still remaining until half. I mean, they can really just kind of take their time, get down the field here, and make a huge difference.
Ooh, big hit there by number 55 after a short gain by Trey Tucker. Just showing that those Warthogs are going to try to be a little nasty tonight. And they know they can't really give up a second score here. Eisenhower with a 101 rating. That's a decent performance this evening.
Which kind of surprises me.
Flips the ball out in the flat to his fullback. That's Papa Bunkio. He's going to pick up a couple. 3rd down 7.
That 55 for the Warthogs, Sidney Matthews has been on the last couple plays.
He's been a strong defensive player for them all year long. All right. Nolan sends out the single back set. Eisenhower takes a deep drop, throws it down the middle of the field. And man, it was a great attempt at trying to catch the ball by Big Hiroshima, but it came up just a little bit short. So that's going to bring up 4th and 7.
We've seen a lot of fourth downs this ball game. So
Yeah.
far.
7-0. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. We're just kind of waiting on somebody to establish themselves in the game here. My thought is that you're probably looking at, boy, that was heavily pressured again. If Scott Johnson can't get anything going here on this drive, I bet he calls his dad at halftime.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure he would.
Trying to get a few pointers on the wing tee offense and how to execute that in the second half.
I don't know what the time difference is.
It's got to be close to 10 or 11 hours, I would think.
Yeah. But he would wait. Joe would get up for that call.
Yeah, I think so. He does love to talk about football, and
He loves talking to Scotty.
And he loves talking to Scotty.
Yeah.
All right, Bonjoni back to pass. Heavy pressure. Sacked by number 72. That's Mike Dickerts, brother of Harry. And, man, he certainly put a hurt on Bonjoni there. That's a big-time tackle. Right in the middle of the back. Gee whiz.
That was a nice pickup that they were able to get those Dickert brothers.
Yeah. Where'd they find those guys?
I think they were playing someplace in the penitentiary league. Out around El Paso somewhere.
Texas Penal League?
There was penal involved in it somehow, I remember.
And that ball's thrown deep over the middle. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 17 for the Warthogs. 2:22 to go here in the first half.
That'd be a great interview I need to set up with those boys, though. Find out a little bit more about them.
Yeah, if we could get those two in studio sometime, that would be nice to hear their story.
Right.
Okay, Chuck's in the shotgun with an empty set. Hiroshima counters with a single high safety defense. They look like they're showing edge blitz, but that guy drops out into the flat. And, oh my goodness, lefty Glenn Daniel makes a play on the ball on the deep route down the sideline, and he picks up the first down and moves the ball to the Hiroshima 37-yard line.
That was a 3rd and 17.
Yeah, and they convert that. And look at that tight spiral.
That's one of the first
One of
ones
the few we've seen tonight. Oh, that's not lefty Glenn Daniel. That's Tough Rut,
Okay.
who does a nice job picking up the ball, and Chuck certainly did everything he could to help him with the quality of the throw he made there. 2-minute warning, Randy. Djibouti's threatening. They're down at the 37-yard line.
And this could be a complete turnaround. I mean, if Warthogs get in here and punch something in. I'd like to see them go ahead and put 7 in to really tighten the butt cheeks of everybody at halftime, but even 3 would be good.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to come away with points here. Fullback dive up the middle. Man, he's running hard. Picks up 6 yards. He's happy to tell you about it, too, as he drops the ball there around the hash marks. That's Terrell Hoggs.
See, and again, we see one of those more manageable second downs.
Right, we're up 2nd and 4. We're under a 50-yard attempt if they can just take care of the ball and not do anything stupid here. But with 1:30 to go in this area of the field, you've still got to try to get that touchdown. And that's a deep slant route. And that is lefty Glenn Daniel, I believe, for Djibouti. Yeah, it is. 6'5", 225, gold wide receiver. Does a good job there hauling that pass in. And now we have 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
This is the first red zone we've had for the Warthogs.
Ball slipped out in the flat, complete to Junior Papula, who gets the ball out of bounds. And so now we're looking at, by the way, he's tackled by the Bong out there on the sideline. Now we're looking at 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. 1:03 in the first half.
Good clock management here by Djibouti.
Yeah, I mean, they're comfortable here. They can do anything they want. Hiroshima has 2 timeouts. Djibouti has 3. Bonjoni back to pass. That ball's complete, but it's out the back of the end zone. I don't know if Eddie Cromley has any challenges left, but you might want to look at whether or not he got his feet down. I couldn't really tell. Oh, the booth is going to review. We're going to have a booth review.
From the looks from what I saw, I thought he was up in the first row of the stand.
Yeah, he might have been out of bounds there. Just judging on where he made the catch at, I don't know how he gets his feet down. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's out of bounds.
Yeah.
So Scott Johnson's happy with that. He was mad earlier, but he's happier about things now.
Well, football's a game of emotions.
Yeah, yeah. Second and goal, exactly 1 minute to go here in the first half. Hiroshima holding on to a slim 7-0 lead, but Djibouti is threatening. Two tights left, twins to the right, shotgun set for Bonjoni. And he's going to take a short drop, fired into the end zone. It's complete again, but out the back of the end zone again. So we're looking at third and goal.
I bet
56 seconds.
Scotty Johnson's really got to be chewing on that dentine gum right now.
Yeah, I mean, he might even need to break open that second pack before the second half gets rolling. 56 ticks of the clock to go here in the first half. Third and goal for Djibouti.
Hiroshima's trying to get the crowd pumped up. They got the steam coming in. I heard that was a little bit of gas that they put down onto the crowd to try to hype the spirits up a little bit. It's got some hemp in it.
And that ball's caught a third time out of bounds. Doman Sasumu on the defense there. So they use CBD gas on the crowd here?
That was what I was told.
Well, I mean, that would make you feel a little better, I'm sure. Man, that was close to being caught.
But they like to tell lost stories here in Japan. As soon as I got off the plane, there was always somebody right by my side telling me a story about something.
Well, and they're pretty proud of Godzilla here.
They definitely are. They're not a big fan of King Kong.
No, not so much. So we're on for an extra, what amounts to an extra point kick. And that ball's up and through. So Djibouti cracks open the goose egg on the scoreboard. And we now have a 7-3 ball game with 50 seconds left in the first half. Tommaso Valentino with that short kick.
But they had 3 nice shots at a touchdown.
Completed 3 balls, just sadly enough, they're all completed out of bounds.
Yeah, if this is a Canadian football league with a longer field, that might have been good.
Yeah. I did a study once when I was coaching secondary there at Wahama, and I learned that 100% of the balls caught out of bounds are incomplete.
Oh. I'm glad that worked out for you.
Caught at the goal line. Big Nagasaki. Oh, spin move. And he's going to get that ball out to the 40. Now, Randy, with 42 seconds left,
Yeah.
and on their own 40, 2 timeouts, Big Boys have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Absolutely. I think they can match this field goal that we just saw by the Warthogs.
Get it back to a touchdown separation between the two teams. That would be, a nice thing for them. And the hometown crowd, I'm sure, would now that they've got a little bit of THC in their lungs, would probably really appreciate that.
But the only reason they're in this position is because of the special teams effort right there.
Absolutely. Twin eye set for Hiroshima. Eisenhower under center. Eisenhower on the deep drop. 5-yard outcut, and that ball is intercepted.
I don't know why.
I don't know what happened there. That was Edmund Falcon. Eisenhower threw that ball. I mean, he could have gift wrapped that pass and
Man.
lobbed it out to him. So Clayton Smith and the boys are a little excited right now. Bart Floggins breaks the huddle. They've got the ball at the 46-yard line, 38 ticks on the clock, and Djibouti has all of their timeouts. Heavy pressure. Chucks pulls that down. He's going to run with it. What a little chicken slide he put on there.
Come on, man.
Calls a timeout with 2nd and 2.
Just a terrible pass.
They're a little outside field goal range here at the 39-yard line. That'd be a 56-yard attempt. But, there's time for probably 3 more plays.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Keep adding to the highlight reel.
Chuck's in shotgun, empty set. Looks like cover 12 for Hiroshima.
So all kinds of time.
Yep, a little late pressure. Oh, and he is sacked. The ball came out, but must have been down on the play there. So now, they're going to call that an incomplete pass.
That was Harry Dickers. He was all over that.
Harry Dickers was all over it.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 3rd and 2 at the 39-yard line. Crowd chanting defense, imploring their hometown boys to keep Djibouti out of scoring range. If we don't convert here, what do you do on 4th down? Oh.
About ready to see.
Oh my goodness. Wide open receiver, lefty Glenn Daniel. And Chuck's just flat missed him.
I think I'm going to bring in a funny unit.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, it's too long to kick.
He was wide open.
Maybe they go for it here. It looks like they're leaving the offense on the field. Their defense has played well.
It's nice to see Hiroshima using some American lingo there with that D and defense. So
Yeah, they've caught on nicely to that.
Yeah, Sesame Street's done wonders for this country.
Intercepted by number 7 for Hiroshima.
You got nothing,
That's
man.
Coochie Bradley.
Coochie Bradley.
6'4", 295. Does a nice job there in his drop. Catches that rebound. And he heads out, out to the 30-ish yard line, where I really kind of fully expect them to just run a play here, let the clock run out, and be happy to go in 7-3 at halftime.
Yeah, I agree. I happened to watch practice yesterday and saw him doing that tip drill, and Coochie was all over it.
Coochie, it's probably his musical background has had to have helped him there.
Yeah, I'm sure. He's good with his hands.
Yeah.
You can't play a trumpet if you don't have good hands.
And a big Nagasaki there. That's big Hiroshima. That's the second time we've seen him catch a ball and run backwards.
Well,
And
Hey, what happened on that
clock
throw?
gets stopped with 6
You gotta wait
seconds.
for him.
he's been downloading a lot of Michael Jackson videos, and he likes watching Michael Jackson, the way he dances and does moonwalk and that kind of stuff. So I don't know if he's maybe trying to bring some of that to the field.
It could be. Yeah, it could very well be. 20 set for Eisenhower. And they choose to just hand it off to Trey Tucker. He gets a nice run. The ball came out late.
Here we go.
And Hiroshima takes timeout.
And one Hail Mary.
Yeah, Scotty J is going to fling it on the last play of the half here.
I think he uses those those Crest white strips.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, he's
Really giving it to General Eisenhower there.
Yeah, he is.
Maybe there was a little dispute over the play call there, but I think the General is going to try to throw a bomb here. Why else would you take the timeout?
Right.
Eisenhower in the shotgun. Settles back into a short drop, pump fakes, and he takes a beating from that's Edmund Falcon on the safety blitz.
Oh, look at that. He just pretended he drank a Busch Light and smashed it on his head.
On the flight back to Djibouti, would they have Busch Light available for the players?
I'm sure they do.
It's a great beer. Drank a lot of that in college.
So there you go, Dave. I'm kind of surprised, to tell you the truth.
I am too. Honestly, I was thinking this would be a big offensive night. And nobody has cracked 200 yards total offense this evening.
Time possession,
About
pretty even.
Yeah, it's pretty even.
Total yards even.
Within 4.
That's why our score is 7-3
7-3.
at the half.
Well, these games in this league, these coaches, they do a good job, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a big second half out of these two teams.
I agree, and especially after Scotty gets on the phone and calls Joe, I'm sure he'll have some words of wisdom for him. And maybe
Yeah.
he'll
They'll probably talk about the jet sweep, maybe the rocket toss, and hopefully they'll talk a little bit about how to throw a better ball than that.
There's been a lot of wounded ducks tonight.
There has been for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Is it windy down there on the? You know, I haven't played in the stadium yet. What was it like when you were here 2 weeks ago?
Oh, it was blowing my skirt up.
Was it? Hiroshima for the second half kickoff. The unknown generic player for Djibouti is going to take that and return it out to the 27-yard line.
So we're moving right along, I see.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, not much point in having a halftime show here. And really, you know, a lot of the fans want to get back home to check in on the Winter Olympics.
Exactly. It's plus the hemp gas has already been sprayed.
Yeah, the hemp gas has been sprayed, so probably do need to get them out of here because they'll have the munchies here shortly. Just got a message come up from concessions. They're already sold out of nachos.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well,
Second down 9.
that's unusual because they usually have to in the third quarter do them at half price. So
It's too bad. I mean, the fans, in their effort to eat quickly, they've lost out on, good deals.
they do have good corn dogs here.
Bonjoni under heavy pressure again, tackled by number 70.
That's that big fellow.
Oh, that's Mayagawa Hirohyuki. Big boy. Big defensive line there also for Hiroshima. It's more of that gas. I hope they don't get mixed up with the sarin gas. That would be bad. Bonjoni, unfettered by that sack, lobs a toss out there to lefty Glendaniel, and we're right at midfield, 1st and 10 for Djibouti.
He caught him right in stride.
Yeah, he did. He did. Good thing the coverage was tighter. That would have been a long touchdown pass. So you're at midfield, 9.5 to go here in the third quarter. Still an empty set. 2 tight ends to the right with a flanker outside of those guys. And Bonjoni under center. Medium drop, ball thrown to number 80 for Djibouti. That is Rob Periwinkle, the second string tight end, who's been watching a little bit of Big Hiroshima. He kind of caught that and ran backwards a little bit.
He did.
And that's why it wound up only being a 1-yard gain on the play.
Speaking of Periwinkle, do you remember Bullwinkle and Rocky?
It's one of my favorite
That
plays.
was great.
Yeah. I liked, oddly enough, I liked Boris Badenov and what's her name?
Nautisha.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those guys.
Floggin's there with a nice catch.
Oh my goodness! Listen, he's got to be really thankful because Coochie Bradley was going to lower the boom there.
Yeah, he was going to take his head off.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. 4-point spread in this ball game. Djibouti threatening. Deep drop by Chucks. And he's, my goodness. Right through the hands of number 41 defensively for Hiroshima. And caught by lefty Glendaniel for the easy score. And for the first time tonight, Djibouti jumps out to a lead.
They did, and they did it quick. Coming right off beginning of half and moved the ball down. And
as ugly as the passes were in the first half, Chucks has been really spot on here in the second half.
that was a thread of needle right there.
Sure was. And we see Tommaso Valentino out for the extra point, with the hold being by Archie Archuleta. And here is the snap. Hold the kicks up and it's good. And Djibouti takes a 10-7 lead.
That's right. No need to
On
panic,
their
fellas.
rivals, the Hiroshima Big Boys, here in the third quarter.
So I would think that the big boys are kind of in shell shock a little bit. That came as quick as it did, and maybe weren't not as prepared as what they thought.
Well, when they get hit with a bomb, they do have a little bit of PTSD. I mean, that's completely understandable.
The crowd's going crazy, even the ones in the blue and red shirts that didn't wear their neon tonight.
They're just happy something happened, even though it didn't work out so well for the home team. And we get that return by Big Hiroshima. He gets out to the 27-yard line. 1st and 10. Eisenhower drawing up plays in the dirt here. And he's got Tucker and Bunkio in the I formation behind him.
So Trey Tucker falls forward for a couple yards right there.
Yeah, it's going to bring up 2nd and 8. He's holding his back a little bit as he runs over to the sideline.
I saw that. I think they've got a fresh supply of salon paws over there.
Well, can rub a little bit of that in. He'll be, well, it looks like he's right back in the game.
Dick Hertz likes to rub that Ben Gay on his players.
Already has a sponsorship there with Ben Gay. That ball's caught by Hirohito, but he's going to run out of bounds about a yard shy of the 1st down. So we're going to have 3rd and 1 for Hiroshima. 10-7, Djibouti with the first lead of the game for themselves. And, man, it's been a nice ball game so far. Defensive struggle. Twin eye set for Hiroshima.
Let's go, D! That's what we stand for! Aye,
And Tucker is going to get enough to pick up the 1st down. That's important to get that 1st down, get a little bit of confidence back. We'll see what happens here now. Eisenhower quickly gets the boys out of the huddle. Twin eye set again. 1st and 10th, they're in 37-yard line. Short drop. Finds a quick slant to number 81, Big Nagasaki, who's been pretty quiet so far today, but he's a nice player, 6'5", 220. He's a gold receiver for Hiroshima.
I kind of like that play. You see Eisenhower just took two steps back and then just jumped up in the air to throw over top of those defensive linemen.
Right, it's well executed. Tucker with the handoff. He's going to rumble, bumble, and stumble for the 1st down. And Hiroshima has two 1st downs back to back here. Nice drive developing for the big boys.
Well, if they could get that Tucker engine warmed up, we know what it can do.
Yeah, we've seen him all year have big games. One of the best running backs in the history of the league.
Yes, that's
all 2 weeks of it. Warthog's showing blitz. Tucker up the middle. He's going to pick up another 6 yards.
If I was coach, I wouldn't be too happy the way that he's not holding onto that ball with 2 hands.
Yeah, that ball's loose. I mean, he's just asking to give up a fumble.
Watch out for the play action!
Djibouti trying to get their defense fired up.
Yeah, they are. They're using the sword threat. They got the legal.
Tucker picks up a yard. Yeah, that's one of the good things about our league is we don't care about being completely and utterly politically incorrect.
Right. Yeah, we'll use slash your throat just as easy as we do grabbing your junk.
Exactly. And the fans, I don't think they even really mind.
No, they love it.
Don't let him get a raise, baby. Don't let him get
Eisenhower under center.
Aye, Deuce, right here.
Looks the defense over. Takes a short drop again. 5-yard out step of leader Hirohito. Enough for a 1st down. And now the big boys are over into Djibouti territory. 3rd consecutive 1st down for them. Nice drive developing. Could be looking at points here for Hiroshima. Eisenhower keeps him in twin eye. He's going to take a deep drop and then throw a little 5-yard out cut, but it's good for 8 yards. Leader Hirohito he's got to have close to 10 catches in the game so far.
Yeah, that was a nice catch, leaving with second down too. Definitely manageable.
It's a good matchup of two big tight ends. Hirohito is 6'9", 250.
That's big.
That's a big dude.
A lot of beef.
Watch the right side, watch the right side. Aye.
Warthog show blitz. Defender tight. Tucker is tackled almost immediately when he takes a handoff. Short loss on the play, and that's going to back him up to the 35-yard line where they're on that fringe of whether you kick or not, depending on what happens here on this third down play.
You don't get nowhere running the ball. Slot roll.
Short drop by Eisenhower. Goes right back to that 5-yard out to Hirohito, who is tackled immediately just shy of the sticks at the 32-yard line. Now look, it would be a 49-yard field goal attempt to tie the game up. It's 4th and inches.
Don't let him get it.
I mean, if you punt
Come on. We gotta stop him here.
and it's probably going in the end zone, so you only net about 12 yards in the play. I mean, they've got to go for this.
We've seen some red flags out. I'm kind of was curious to see if we're going to see another one right there.
Yeah, I mean that
Cover your man.
yard stripe that the cameraman uses is tight. Tucker up the middle, splits the defense, and he actually bangs it out for about 10 yards there. Nice play, well blocked by the big boys up front. Trey Tucker taking full advantage of that on the isolation. Papa Bunkyo got a big block. So, and that's 4 consecutive first downs now. 1st and 10 at the Djibouti 23-yard line.
Even though Tucker was off to a slow start, you just saw a stat that said he was at 4.2 average now, so he's picked that up.
You see, he's warmed up. Eisenhower on the deep drop. Nice catch by number 83, Big Hiroshima,
He was doing the Heisman move there in front of the camera, right?
on a 6-yard gain. That's confidence.
It is.
2nd and 4 at the 17. Clock stops because the play went out of bounds. The fighter jets look like they're ready to lob a few missiles out if we can get a touchdown here. I hope they plan to not let those missiles actually go into the crowd.
I think they can divert that.
Big run by Tucker, 8 yards, and it's going to get us to 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Djibouti threatening. Hiroshima threatening. And threatening that 10-7 lead that Djibouti just established. Eisenhower changes the play. 5-yard outcut. Oh my goodness. Glances off the hands of Big Hiroshima. That would have been a big play. That would have got it down inside the 5-yard line.
It would have. That was almost picked
Good. Oh my goodness.
by Perez.
He did catch that. Where are his feet?
That is
I can't believe
close.
someone's not challenging that.
And
2nd goal at the 9-yard line.
Dig in, fellas.
I
Protect
did
our
see
end
one of the
zone.
Hiroshima cheerleaders
Nobody
just
cross that
kick her
goal
leg.
line.
So they are moving. a
So
little
they've been
bit.
practicing a little bit this week. They got the leg kicks going. 2nd and 9.
Get to the ball, get to the ball.
Edge blitz being shown by Djibouti. Handoff up the middle. Tucker bounces it slightly outside. He's going to pick up 2. So it's going to be 3rd and goal at the 7-yard line.
I think it's interesting how these teams can move pretty easily up and down the field, and you get inside of that 10-yard line, and things kind of stall out on you.
Yeah. Both teams have struggled in the red zone tonight. Luckily, neither one has Barney Wentz for a quarterback, because that would have been an interception thrown in the end zone. Leader Hirohito catches that ball for the 7-yard touchdown. And just like that, Hiroshima is back on top, 13-10, as we await the extra point.
So if I'm on the Warthogs coaching staff, I got to be scratching my head a little bit, because things were slow. First half started, we were in the ball game, come out and score, and Hiroshima just methodically almost ate up the whole rest of the third quarter.
They sure did. It was one of the better drives I've seen this year in terms of just using up the clock, careful play selection. But, when you've got Joe Johnson to call on the phone at halftime, that's the kind of result you get.
That's absolutely right. There's some more of that gas coming out.
The fans down there in Cleveland, that would be the dog pounding. I don't know what they would call that. Maybe the rice pound or something. The rice patty, maybe. And those guys look really relaxed right now.
Oh yeah, they are. It's the Dickhart section.
The Dickert section. All right, 14-10 Hiroshima. 1:04 to play here in the third quarter. Djibouti has the ball first down at their own 26-yard line. Junior Papula has not really gotten untracked, only 38 yards rushing thus far. And you have to wonder, when you're playing from behind, how much of him you're really going to see. Oh my goodness. We're lucky that wasn't called a fumble. 97. That's one of the Dickerts boys.
I get them mixed up. If you've seen one Dickert, you've seen them all.
Well, that's really the truth. That one happened to be Harry Dickerts.
Well, I should have been able to tell that one.
Strong power I set on 2nd and 10. Hiroshima counters with a 4-3 defense. Looks like a stretch play. And I just got through saying that we hadn't seen much of Junior Papula. And just like that, he rambles off about a 35-yard gain. Turns the field over. And now we have Djibouti threatening to score.
And I tell you what, that's all on the Warthogs' offensive line, blocking and opening that up for that outside seam.
He ran behind Big Kevin Klingensmith.
Come on, let's find our rhythm.
He pulled on that?
No, he just got a nice reach block on the edge. He and I believe that's Ethan McGrew over there. We used to call him Crime Dog. And that ball caught wide open by lefty Glenn Daniel. And Randy, we couldn't get points scored in the first half, and now we can't stop anybody in the second half.
Oh man, yeah, they're just like ticking right now.
Both offenses seem to have dug in their playbooks a little bit, made a few adjustments at halftime, and they've benefited.
Look at that throw.
That is a nice throw to lefty. .39 ticks left in the third quarter. And we've got Tomasa Valentino for the extra point. That's up and good. Djibouti reclaims a 17-14 lead in the third quarter. It looks like emotions are running high here. There's a little bit of a shoving match there on the extra point.
I noticed that too, a little bit of pushing and shoving going on.
Eisenhower seems like he's a little aggravated right now.
Yeah. Well, he's joined the that hair club, and he's not having any success with it. He's spent quite a bit of money on it. He was telling me in an interview that I shouldn't probably be talking about that, but he spent some money to try to get that hair transplant. It's just not working out for him.
Well, I don't know why he's even worried about it. I mean, he's iconic with that bald head.
He is, but he's single, and a lot of girls still like to put their fingers through his hair, and he don't have any.
Well, unless it be on his back or something. At his age, he probably is pretty hairy on his back.
But Harry Dickhart don't have that problem.
No, he doesn't at all. He shaves slick all over. Empty set for Eisenhower, who changes the play. Short drop, 90 all slants to leader Hirohito, who barges forward. And look at the passing numbers now. I mean, we were talking about how there just wasn't any passing, and now we've got those two guys, both of them, getting close to the 200-yard mark if they haven't already surpassed it. And man, Eisenhower sure stuck that ball in there to his big tight end. What a great play there by the big boys.
You know, Eisenhower's become quite the celebrity over here in Japan.
You know, I wouldn't have, given history, I wouldn't think he would be all that popular, but I did hear some people chanting for him when he came out of the locker room before the game.
He was on a local game show not too long ago, and it was called "That's My Wang," and he did really well with that. And he's been a crowd favorite ever since.
Well, if you do well on a show like that, you've got to be popular. That's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. Eddie Cromley looking on at his defense. 17-14, Djibouti. But Eisenhower not willing to give up on anything yet. There's Trey Tucker. He's going to pick up the first down. Good tough run. Gets the ball down inside the 45-yard line. Got a little shimmy there. Looks pretty slick with that. And they're now threatening to have a chance to tie the game up as the clock continues to roll here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they had Shakira come over beginning of preseason and teach him how to do that shimmy.
Well, Trey Tucker obviously learned that lesson well.
There's not very many belly dancers in Japan.
Why is that, do you think?
Most of them are sumo wrestlers.
Gotcha. Nobody really wants to watch that dancing anymore. I knew leader Hirohito had to be getting close to 10 catches. He's right on it. 97 yards. Big Hiroshima right behind him with 6 catches. Second down 3 at the 37-yard line. Tucker up the middle, picks up close to 10 yards, gets the ball down to the 28-yard line. Clock continues to roll. Under 10 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Hiroshima driving.
So I almost need to ask a question. What's happened to defense in the second half?
Maybe they just, maybe the two teams agreed that they weren't going to send either team would send the punter out. Because those guys' legs are tired. I see Tyler Kitchen over the sideline, and he's got it looks like an ice pack on his junk.
Yeah, he's rubbing.
His groin's got to be tired.
He's rubbing his thigh really hard.
Big surprise, and they're 5-yard out to the 6'9", 250-pound tight end. His 11th catch of the game. He's over 100 yards receiving now. Definitely a candidate for player of the game if they can pull off the victory here. He's caught every pass thrown to him tonight.
Wow, that's amazing.
Tucker tackled in the backfield by number 99 for Djibouti. That's Wk3.
Hell yeah!
He is a 6'7", 245-pound defensive end for Djibouti.
He's a product of Japan, isn't he?
He could be. I mean, he might have even been on that show, That's My Wang.
Mm-hmm.
But would you let a guy named Wk3 on that show?
I don't know. Let's just Wang Chung.
That's fine. Another loss by Tucker there, 52. That is Gallion on the tackle, and here comes the kicker. 40-yard attempt. I love how they've got both the holder and the kicker wearing number 2. That's got to be to confuse the defense in the event of a fake.
It is. And that could have been even part of when they were handing out jerseys tonight.
Well, you know, Scotty Johnson is a sly fox. That ball's nearly blocked. But it's good. And we've got a tie ball game with 7:45 to go on the clock, Randy. Might as well be 0-0 at this point.
Koichi couldn't believe it that he made it. He just fell just flat on his back. He was like, holy
What's a
snap.
great kick.
It was.
Good thing that net was in the back. I would have hit one of those jets.
Nobody's leaving the stadium. I mean, regardless of what collar shirt you got on, everybody's going nuts right now.
You know, the green team, I see a lot of the green fans standing up trying to cheer on the team, hoping to rally the troops here with 7:45 to go in the ball game. Leader Hirohito, who has 11 tackles, also runs down and makes the tackle, or 11 catches, also runs down the field and tackles Stretch Armstrong on the kickoff.
I didn't notice if the Warthogs, do they travel well? Did they bring very many to the game?
Well, it's the only professional sports team in the entire country. So there was a contingency of about 1,300 people I saw at the airport. Lefty Glendaniel again, wide open, breaks a tackle, and he's going to go into the end zone. And 15 seconds later, Djibouti, is back on top, and they actually stretch the lead. Now they're up 23-17 with the extra point to come.
What a great ball game!
Yeah, it was a yawner to start, and now it just got me on the edge of my seat. I don't know who number 88 is for Hiroshima. Did Matt Bradley? Was that Coochie Bradley who choked on the tackle there?
Yeah, he
just whiffed.
Yeah, that was an awful dive.
I could see some extra laps being run around the field for him.
I guess Trump got in his way.
Well, they might break his drumsticks or something this week. Picks up and it's good. And Djibouti now has a 7-point lead with 7.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. But, Randy, I don't think we're through with the fireworks for this game tonight.
No, I don't either. And I'm telling you, this crowd was going freaking nuts. And now, it's just dead silent.
Yeah, 7-3 at halftime, and now we're looking at a 24-17 ball game. Both teams just lighting up the scoreboard right now. It's going to take a monumental effort by leader Hirohito to keep his squad in the ball game tonight. That kick return by Big Hiroshima sets the boys up out at the 23-yard line, and Eisenhower brings the offense on. Twin-eye set. Djibouti threatening to blitz off the edge. Let's see if they follow through. They do, but he misses the play anyway. Sidney Matthews winds up with a tackle. His 14th on the game. It's a pretty good effort defensively. And so now we're looking at 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Tucker just kind of fell forward for 1 yard there.
Empty set for Eisenhower. Big surprise, 5-yard outcut. Big Hiroshima. That's a good call, though. You've talked numerous times tonight about just short passing game, move the chains a little bit, keep third down manageable, and so that's where Hiroshima finds itself right now. Ball's caught in the middle, big Hiroshima.
And actually, if you notice off of that, it kind of puts the defense, the Warthogs, asleep, and then they've been able to hit on some of those longer plays.
Yeah, I really think that what you're saying is very true there, that leader Hirohito has set up the potential for the big play. 6:20, the clock's rolling. Hiroshima with 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Eisenhower sees something in the defense, changes the play. Little dump pass to Hirohito for about 13 yards. Nice job on the audible there. And we're at the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
6'9", 250. That guy, he might be my favorite tight end in the entire league. It's a big guy.
That was a nice pass and catch.
Yeah, it was. All right, twin eye set.
Looks like
Eisenhower under center.
Scotty Johnson's been sharing his gum. A lot of the Warthog players are sharing some gum tonight too.
Well, he had a big wad of that in his mouth. Oh my goodness, was that what happened? 4 or 5 different Warthogs had a chance to stick their tusks in that ball,
Yeah.
and they all missed. Frankie Locks was the closest defender. He might have tipped it. No, that's Breckenridge that got it. And man, very close to being intercepted there. 2nd and 10.
Hiroshima's got to be thinking they're lucky stars right there.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Tucker up the middle for a short gain. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6. Right about midfield. Rolling clock. Under 5.5 minutes to go.
You're not getting nothing.
Eisenhower with the empty set. This is a big 3rd down right now. Eisenhower on the deep drop, and he's going to air that out. And boy, that if it not for the big hit by Ligma Balls, then Leader Hirohito is going to come up with that catch.
Eisenhower's not afraid to throw it in traffic, that's for sure.
No, he trusts that big receiver of his. Yeah, I can't say that I blame him. Motorica back to punt. Motorica, something like that, to try to pin them deep. 5:03 left. It's the right call right now to give your defense a chance. Hopefully somebody will get a stop. This is the first time second half that anybody's stopped anybody. Tackled after a short gain is Stretch Armstrong out to the 22-yard line. They're going to spot at the 21. And Djibouti's going to have to try to do something to hang on to the ball, grind the clock, and keep the ball out of the hands of General Dwight David Eisenhower. Stretch play for Junior. Short gain. Junior Papula now has 78 yards rushing on the game. That 36-yard run there a series ago kind of got him going. But still has yet to crack that century mark. I would say Trey Tucker's close to being over 100 for the game. Heavy set, 2 tight ends left. Fullback set that side. Matt Van Meter and the boys show blitz. Dive play. Tackled for a short loss, or a short gain. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. We're getting close to 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Hiroshima desperately needs a stop here. And Djibouti desperately needs to pick up the 1st down. Probably a good time to run by big old Kevin behind big Kevin Klingensmith. Short drop. Ball thrown and caught by lefty Glenn Daniel. Both teams have all their timeouts as we, get down the stretch here in the ball game. That was a big catch.
That was
And a lot of traffic.
That was huge for this game right now at this point.
Yeah, Djibouti, they're going to knock off a couple of minutes of time on this possession. Should be able to get down to the 2-minute warning without having to punt. Sticking with that heavy 2 tight end set. Another stretch play to Junior. And he's hit hard by Coochie Bradley.
Coochie really filled the gap right there.
He did. He brought the bass drum on that play.
He did.
2nd down 4. Clock running. Same formation as the last two plays. Matt Van Meter recognizes that. And that ball's tackled for a short loss. Now, I got to tell you, if I'm Hiroshima, I'm taking timeout right here. Because Djibouti's going to be happy to let those last 20 seconds run off down to the 2-minute warning.
But Hiroshima may be looking at it as they got 4 timeouts.
Well, that's the truth, yeah. And so we're at the 2-minute warning. Djibouti, led by Eddie Cromley, looking at 3rd and 4 at their own 45-yard line. And, man, it's become a great ball game.
It has. This is huge play. This is huge right here.
Yeah. Hiroshima needs to force the punt to give themselves a chance. We still haven't had an overtime game in this league. And, number 57 there makes the tackle. They call timeout. And so with 1:57 to go, Djibouti's going to have to punt. Wk3 makes the tackle there. Fills up that gap, takes on the block, comes off of it. That's a great play. So they're going to get the ball somewhere around their own 20-yard line unless they can get some kind of a really nice return. And they're going to have to go 80 yards in about 1:50.
Oh yeah, this one's mine. This one's mine.
Not impossible.
No, not at all.
And we haven't had an overtime game in this league so far.
We got the makings of it tonight.
We sure do. So at the 22-yard line, 78 yards away from a tie game, 1:49 to go. Tyler Kitchen's got to be happy with his effort there. It's a great kick.
He looked happy.
Don't hold anything back.
He was
I need
probably
everything
thinking
you
about his
got.
days when he worked the ball market.
Yeah, probably tried to envision kicking a hole in the top of the greenhouse. Eisenhower flips it out to Papa Munkio. He's going to gain a measly single yard. Hiroshima is now going to their hurry-up offense. Eisenhower back to pass. Oh my goodness, caught by Big Nagasaki. And he's going to get all the way down to the Djibouti 32-yard line. They immediately call a timeout. 1:29 to go in the game. And we're 32 yards away from a tie score.
That was a great route.
Yeah, and man, what a great catch. And he did a good job protecting the football after he caught it. 2 hands on that ball. It's smart. First and 10 is the 32-yard line. Eisenhower is jacked.
And the crowd is too. They're going flipping nuts.
Eisenhower in the gun. Play clock winding down. He's going to change the play. He sees something. And how are they going to rule? Oh, they deny them the touchdown. Great catch by number 83, Big Hiroshima.
Oh man, you got torched.
And that's going to get us first and goal right on the goal line with 1:11. And Randy, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to run the clock
Me
down.
too. I was about
I'm
to
going
say
to run
the
the
same
clock
thing.
down.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get in any hurry here.
No, and they're not going to do that. They're going to run it right now. And I would not have done that.
Well, I guess, if you get too cute, what if you fumble the snap or something? Maybe you take the points and you can get them. And maybe Djibouti just let him score.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah, they want to get the ball back to have a chance to try to kick field goal. 57 ticks is still a lot. And if we can hit this extra point, we're on the verge of the WFL's first overtime game. Wouldn't it be funny if 2 and 2 pulled the fake here and they won 25-24?
I think it's amazing here at Hiroshima when you see the divots on the field and they automatically take care of themselves and they heal. It must be some sort of sod that they use.
It could very well be.
So here we go, Dave.
24-24. 57 seconds. It all comes down to this. Number 2 for Hiroshima. What's his name? The kicker. I was trying to think of what that was. Anyway, he did a good job knocking home that extra point. Ted Dickers the kickers. Yeah, I knew it. All right, 54 seconds. I'm going to say that Djibouti needs 21. They need about 40 to 45 yards to have a chance here to kick a decent field goal. Let's see what Chucks can come up with.
He's airing it out.
Glenn Daniel's loose in the secondary.
Oh.
Touchdown! Lefty Glenn Daniel. Can you believe it? Just like that, Djibouti takes a 30-24 lead. Randy, in a game that had no offense in the first half, that's all we have here in the second half.
That is so crazy. And he's so pumped. He says free mustache rides all the way back to Africa.
For anybody of the 1,300 people on the plane. Tommaso for the extra point. And we're not done yet. There's 44 seconds left. Anything can happen. You never count out General Eisenhower.
No, not at all.
31-24, 44 seconds left. Don't go anywhere, folks. The fans here just aren't really sure what to do at this point.
No. They're like paralyzed.
Or stoned.
It seems like the people in the white shirts are cheering louder than anyone else.
All right, 83. Big Hiroshima gets it out the 24-yard line. So they're 76 yards, 39 seconds, and 1 timeout away from sending this thing into overtime.
There's a big difference between getting in field goal range and getting a touchdown.
Yeah, and I thought the defense was going to be able to make a play on lefty Glenn Daniel, but he had a whole other burst of speed.
We can go do it with that.
Tucker gets 2 yards, and that's going to run the clock. Deep ball. Oh, my goodness. They got to take time out. There you go. At the 35-yard line. Just when you thought it was over with. I mean, they're lucky they caught him. He's probably tired after his 25th catch of the game.
Absolutely.
1st and 10 at the 35. They've got 19 seconds, no timeouts. Really, at this point, from where they are in the field, and with Eisenhower's arm strength, you got to throw the ball in the end zone. Which means they're going to throw it out here. Get out of bounds, Tucker. Oh, my goodness. That's going to hurt. Will they spike it? What are they doing here? And they spike it with 4 seconds left. Well, 3rd down. This is going to be the play into the end zone. Not the best clock management there by Hiroshima. The AI just drives me crazy in this game.
The crowd's just dumbfounded.
Yeah. I mean, they want to go home and watch the Olympics, but, you know, how can they leave early for this game? Pump fake. Oh, incomplete out the back of the end zone. And sadly enough for the hometown Hiroshima big boys, that's the ball game. Eddie Cromley comes in and steals the victory away from Scotty Johnson.
Wow.
31-24. Lefty Glenn Daniel has 280 yards, 4 touchdowns. Trey Tucker does break the 100-yard mark. It's not often you break the 100 mark and lose the game. Matt Coochie Bradley led Hiroshima with 8 tackles. I believe he had an interception too. And the two quarterbacks now combined for 700 yards passing.
With such a slow start. That was all second half.
Yeah, the second half got really entertaining. A whole lot more fun ball game to watch. I think Lefty Glendaniel's got to be your player of the game. We'll see.
So Dave, that puts Warthogs now 3-0, and set back for Hiroshima now 1-2.
3-0, and do they travel to Kissimmee next week?
I don't know where
Well,
that
look at
game
the
is
schedule.
played at.
I think it's in Kissimmee. Week 4.
Yes.
It's in Djibouti. So Djibouti's going to host. Now, what is Kissimmee's record right now?
They're-
Are they 2-1?
they're
They're 3. They're 3-0, aren't they?
Yeah.
Battle of Unbeatens. Listen, guys, that's got to be the game of the week. Pierce Bowl 3. Someone's going to get their first loss. Hiroshima, if they can shake it off, they've got Frankfurt, the Armada. Man, that's going to be a heck of a game. The Armada's going to get on their boats, probably come through the Suez Canal, make their way around, and travel to Japan. And then, of course, Chicago in the only American matchup of the season, they're going to be playing at Pottsville next week.
You're exactly right, Lefty.
35 yards a catch and 4. I mean, he was the difference in the ball game.
Absolutely.
I bet you the next time around that these two teams play, that Coochie Bradley is locked up man to man on Lefty Glendaniel for the entire night.
That would make sense.
Yeah,
And you can see them cheerleaders really going now.
yeah, they've kind of picked up the pace a little bit. They've got what's that old song called, Rump Shaker? That's blaring over the PA system right now, and they seem to be getting along pretty good with that. Randy, it was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Great game. Thanks for coming in tonight. And one last time, Djibouti 31, Hiroshima 24.
Good night.
You're off.
28 second half points. That's crazy.